We give you the facts, it's not what you think. Popeye Newsling, Young King, 1 yard, bless.
Good morning, Popeye. Grandma watch Popeyes every morning and every night.
What am I think? What am I think? You're listening to Popeye News Links. This is the Admiral Tibet who I represent, and remember, the time is so serious, cantankerous and dangerous. This is Popeye News Links.
People of Center, St. Mary and surrounding.
Yeah, watch Popeyes, mama.
Here is
Where I watch?
Popeye.
are you on exactly? If you are,
Greetings viewers and subscribers. In the news today, that guy on your screen, his name is Jonathan Rowe. Jonathan is a Jamaican teacher, but he's on a J1 visa, teaching at a school at Spring Hill in Florida in the United States of America. Jonathan, he was arrested and charged by the Hernando County Police in Florida for showing obscene material to a minor and unlawful use of a two-way device. His bond is set at $25,000 United States dollars. The allegation is that a 15-year-old male student, while at school, he went to teacher Jonathan and told him to show him the photos that he, Jonathan, and the student had taken earlier. It is alleged that Jonathan, he was scrolling through his camera roll, showing the student some photos, but he would stop on photos of his private parts. It is further alleged that Jonathan, he asked the student to go into the bathroom and take pictures of his private parts and then show them to him, Jonathan. A report was made to the police and Jonathan, he was subsequently picked up and charged. So, he'll be facing the courts shortly. This one, it took place last week, Thursday night, May 15, about 8:30. It took place at Liberty Valley in the Brownstown area of St. Ann. Reports are that a 43-year-old taxi driver, he drove his white Toyota Probox motorcar to the Liberty Valley area to pick up a 39-year-old female security guard who he is now in a relationship with. It is alleged that a male security guard who the female was involved in a relationship with, on seeing the car, he pulled a gun and opened gunfire at it. That security guard's name is Marlon Thompson. He's almost 40 years old and he's living at Liberty Valley in the Brownstown area. The taxi driver, he received gunshot wounds to his left leg and his right index finger. The car also received gunshot damage to the front windscreen. The taxi driver, he managed to drive away and made good his escape from his attacker. He was rushed to hospital where he was treated and admitted. The security guard, Marlon Thompson, he was picked up by the police and he has since been slapped with wounding and firearm related charges. So, he'll be going to the courts shortly. In this next report, I have another update for this murder. That man on your screen, his name is Allan Ray Rattigan, but he was popularly known as Ray. Ray was a 72-year-old returning resident living at a gated community named Pyramid Point in the Ojay area of St. Ann. I told you before that Ray, he had invited over some guys to his home, Ray some sea creature business. Them do it, but when the sea creatures were finished, them tie up Ray and strangled him. They robbed him of money, jewelry, clothes, shoes and a cell phone. Ray, he was found dead that same Monday night, November 18 last year. I told you that a black Toyota Wish motorcar that the 5 guys went to Ray's home in, it was tracked to Clarendon. As a result, the police, they were able to identify who the killers were. On Sunday, March 30, the police, they picked up 33-year-old Phillip Robinson, but he's also known as Likkle Man. He's living at Farm Avenue in the Maypen area. Likkle Man, he confessed to the police and told them the names of the other guys who tied up and killed Ray. But Likkle Man, he told the police that he did not participate in the act. He was charged for murder. The police, they also picked up and charged another sea creature. His name is Malik Hepburn, but he is also known as TJ Brown or Emron. He is 23 years old and he's living at Buckner in the Maypen area of Clarendon. Malik, he also confessed to the police that he was there, but he also denied that he participated in the killing. He was also charged. The police, they have now charged a third sea creature for this murder. He also confessed to the police that he participated in the sea creature activity with Ray, but he's denying that he assisted in killing him. His name is Ojay Brown. Ojay is 25 years old and he's living at Buckner in the Maypen area of Clarendon. Ojay, he was also charged for murder and he will be joining the other sea creatures in court. We are told that the police, they are expecting to charge others shortly. The mayhem. In this next report, the police in Old Harbour, they are reporting that yesterday morning, Tuesday, May 20, about 9 o'clock, acting on intelligence, they went to a house at 1 Mile Barton in the Old Harbour area of St. Catherine. They are claiming that a guy named Shaquille Anthony Johnson, popularly known as Shaq, was spotted. They are saying that Shaq, he pulled a gun and challenged them. They are saying that they took evasive action and returned the fire, and 2-2 it was all over. Shaq, he fell clutching a Glock 19 9mm pistol with the serial number intact. It was affixed with a magazine containing 4 9mm rounds. Shaq, he died on the spot. Indicom are investigating the mayhem. So let me ask you something. Let me ask you something. Have you hit on the love button as yet? If you have not yet done so, remember to hit on it. Also, if you are over here watching our videos and you have not yet subscribed, hit on the subscribe button as also. Hit on the notification bell. Then click all so that whenever we drop a new video, you'll be one of the first to be notified. In the final report for today, that guy on your screen, his name is Romaine Murray, but he was popularly known as Bartez. Bartez was 28 years old and he's from Top Lincoln in the Grangeville area of Westmoreland. Now, I have carried many stories about Bartez on this channel. Bartez was described as one of the top shotters for one of the gangs in Grangeville. I'm gonna go back and remind you about some of the stories I carried about Bartez. On Saturday, July 30, 2016, Bartez and that guy on your screen, they were involved in an argument at Grangeville. That guy's name is Chamos Dacosta Drummond. That argument, it got physical and Chamos, he used a knife to inflict a serious wound to the left side of Bartez's chest, almost killing him. Bartez, he was rushed to hospital where he was admitted in a serious condition, and Chamos, he was arrested and charged by the police for wounding with intent. That case, it went to court and it is said that there was an out-of-court settlement between Bartez and Chamos. Chamos, he paid Bartez some money and he was supposed to pay him some more, but Chamos, he didn't pay it, so this caused a bad vibes. A few years after the incident, Bartez and his cronies, they attacked and shot up Chamos in Grangeville. Chamos, he spent a few months in hospital until he was subsequently released. In October 2022, Bartez and his cronies, they went and they opened a barrage of gunshots on Chamos' house. Chamos, he was not at home when this took place and no one was harmed in that attack. On Thursday night, November 3, 2022, about some minutes to 9 o'clock, Bartez, he was among other patrons at a party at Peggy Barry in the Grange Hill area of Westmoreland when the police they paid a surprise visit to the party. Bartez, on seeing the police, he attempted to run, but the police grabbed him. He had a black one-string bag around his neck. That bag was searched and bingo. The police, they found one black Bersa 9mm pistol with the serial number intact. It was affixed with a magazine containing 9 9mm rounds. Bartez, he was arrested and charged by the police for illegal possession of firearm and illegal possession of ammunition. Bartez, he was in jail. So on Sunday afternoon, November 13, 2022, Chamos, who had stabbed and almost killed Bartez, he and a female, they were at Big Bridge in Westmoreland catching fish. Chamos, he had parked his car on the roadside. About some minutes after 3 o'clock in the afternoon, a motorcycle with 2 hoodlums aboard. One of the hoodlums was said to be that guy on your screen. His name is Rowayne Murray, but he was popularly known as Joey. Joey was 20 years old and he lived at Top Lincoln in Grange Hill. Joey is Bartez's younger brother. Are you following me? It is said that Joey and his crony, they pulled guns and opened gunfire, hitting Chamos in his head and his right foot, killing him on the spot. They then made good their escape on the motorcycle. Now, Bartez, remember I told you that he was in jail for illegal possession of firearm? He was granted bail by a judge and he was back on the road creating more mayhem. On Sunday afternoon, February 4 last year, about 5 o'clock, that guy on your screen, his name is Devonte Ziggy Brown, but he was popularly known as Sillibeng. Sillibeng was almost 20 years old and he lived at Crowder in the Grange Hill area of Westmoreland. On that Sunday afternoon, Sillibeng and a group of persons, they were standing at the front of a yard at Crowder District when a silver Nissan Latio motor car drove up and stopped. 2 hoodlums. One was said to be Bartez. He was armed with an M16 rifle and the other one was alleged to be Drummond. He was armed with a pistol. They jumped out of the back of the car and opened gunfire at Sillibeng. The persons in the group, they ran off in different directions. The hoodlums, they then jumped back into the car and made good their escape. When the smoke was clear, it was discovered that 4 persons were shot. Sillibeng, he received gunshot wounds to his upper body and he died on the spot. A 26-year-old female, she received a graze to her right foot. A 13-year-old girl, she received a gunshot wound to her right middle finger, but an 8-year-old boy named Travel, he received gunshot wounds to the right side of his neck and his left ankle. When the police processed that crime scene, 10 M16 and 15 9mm spent shells were recovered from the scene. Lashawn Warren, also known as Drummond, he is now 20 years old. He was picked up by the police and he was charged for murder and other offenses. In May last year, Bartez, he was also picked up by the police and he was charged for murder and other offenses. Now, you remember what I told you about that guy on your screen? That's Joey. Remember now, he's Bartez's younger brother. His name was being called Reid the killing of Chamos. Plus, it is said that he was involved in other hoodlum activities in Grange Hill. Late Wednesday afternoon, June 26, last year, about some minutes to 6 o'clock, Joey, he was at a shop along the Top Geneva Main Road in Grange Hill. He was there with other family members when a white Toyota Axia motor car drove up and stopped. A hoodlum who was armed with a gun, he jumped out of the car and approached Joey. He opened gunfire at Joey, who ran out of the shop. The hoodlum, he chased Joey and he ended up pumping about 18 bullets into Joey's body. The hoodlum, he then jumped back into the Axio and made good his escape. Over 20 9mm spent shells were recovered from that scene. That same Wednesday night into early the next morning, hoodlums, they were out seeking revenge for the death of Joey. Armed with rifles and handguns, the hoodlums, they went to the capture land area of Church Lincoln where they kicked off doors. At the houses where these hoodlums went, only females were there, so they robbed them of their cell phones and other valuables. The hoodlums, they went on the hunt again Friday night, June 26, last year about 8 o'clock. This time, they went to Mint Road in Grangeville. That guy on your screen, his name is Jason Reid, but he was popularly known as Brains or Mango Head. He was 35 years old. Brains, he was at home with his mother and his daughter. That's his daughter in his hand, and that photo is a 2021 photo. We are told that Brains, he was sitting in a sofa in the house with the front door open when the hoodlums entered. One was armed with an M16 rifle and the other one, he was armed with a 9mm pistol. The hoodlums, they stood over Brains and they pumped multiple bullets into his body, killing him on the spot in front of his mother and his child. The police, they recovered 25 9mm spent shells and 9 M16 spent shells from that scene. So, back to Bartez. Bartez, he was in jail for killing Sillibeng and the wounding of 3 others. He went to court and he was subsequently granted bail by a judge in court. It is said that Bartez, him didn't bother to go back to Top Lincoln because he was wanted by several hoodlums in the area. He went on to live at Jerusalem Mountain. The police, they are reporting that early this morning, Wednesday, May 21, about 5:30, a team of police officers, they went to a house where Bartez was said to be located. They are claiming that they entered the house and Bartez, he pulled a gun and pointed it at them. They are saying that they took evasive action and opened gunfire. Bartez, he was hit and he fell clutching a P80 9mm pistol with the serial number intact. It was affixed with a magazine containing 7 9mm rounds. Bartez, he died on the spot. Indicom are carrying out investigations. Another hoodlum bites the dust. The mayhem continues. Blessed love, everybody.
Tell a friend for tell a friend for tell a friend about Popeye Newslink and PNL Blog TV. Like, subscribe and share. Quicksilver sing, if we just unite, what a country this will be. If we just unite, Jamaica live in unity. If we just unite, what a country this will be. If we just unite, Jamaica live in unity. Hey, crime it a mash up Jamaica. Criminals them a mash up Jamaica. Jamaicans mash up Jamaica. Oh Jamaica, me sweet Jamaica. Crime it a mash up Jamaica. Criminals them a mash up Jamaica. Jamaicans mash up Jamaica. Oh Jamaica, me sweet Jamaica. I coulda sunshine or rain. Jamaica, no problem, no pain. Rude boy them knock out can't tame, but me want me country back. Give me country back. To the street and the lane. Everybody them start complain. Bloodshed, what a shame, what a shame. But me want me country back. Give me country back. Crime it a mash up Jamaica. Criminals them a mash up Jamaica. Jamaicans mash up Jamaica. Oh Jamaica, me sweet Jamaica. Crime it a mash up Jamaica. Criminals them a mash up Jamaica. Jamaicans mash up Jamaica. Oh Jamaica, me sweet Jamaica. Jamaica, Jamaica, the land of the sun. Jamaica become now the land of the gun. East and north and south when me turn. Country and town man a